Avowed, I am still so excited. I think it has a huge possibility to be absolutely amazing. At the bare minimum, we are finally getting a good Skyrim. And look at this. This is just absolutely magnificent, pure quality. I'll give you a better look. Look, absolutely lovely. I don't care what mommy is selling, as long as she's selling it.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands.
Okay.
At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity.
Say what you will about Obsidian. First of all, they're not Bethesda, so that's already a big plus. As long as Bethesda doesn't make it, I already think the game is going to be way better than, well, if Bethesda makes it. And the thing about Obsidian is they do craft good worlds. And recently we have had so many games with such horrible world crafting. Even if you don't pay attention to the world, if it's made poorly, it's going to take you out and it's going to ruin your experience. I mean, Avatar, Pandora Frontier, whatever. The world, yeah, it's lush, it's giant and colorful and whatnot, but nothing in that world makes absolutely any sense. The same moss that's growing in a cave is growing on the top of a mountain for some stupid reason. Like, even if you don't actively know that that's wrong and that doesn't happen in nature usually, and that, you know, the whole world is just an abomination of nature that shouldn't exist in the way it currently exists because it absolutely makes no sense. Subconsciously, you do actually, register it. And that does ruin your experience. The most recent example, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. We talked about this previously, and a lot of people agreed in the comments that the world just looks silly. It looks stupid. It makes absolutely no sense. The city just doesn't make a single shred of sense. There's this cul-de-sac and then there's a giant highway that's 2 lanes for some reason above it. It makes absolutely no sense. But Obsidian constantly do nail down the worlds. They actually make it so the worlds seem real. The worlds don't seem like some kind of aberration of nature.
And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical, to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aeor.
Yeah, you see, for example, this is actually a super great example. Go back a little. Yeah, this is what I mean. Look at this. This is a completely, almost 100% normal thing that makes sense in a real world. This is a river, probably a river delta or something like that. I don't know, I'm not a geologist. And there's and the river is just brushing through some kind of ore or something that colors it this way. Maybe the water's actually still drinkable, but it has, I don't know, a lot of magnesium in it or something like that. And you see the world around it. Ruins, because it's an arid place. And these strange things. Yes, these things are not something that we see on our world, but these things at least make sense, because they're kind of spread apart. They're essentially the cactuses of the world. This makes so much sense. This is believable. This is an actual world, not some kind of fever dream of a 5-year-old with autism. It's actually good.
Incredible settings in the world of Aeora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those
Please connect to me.
Those secrets
Thank
and
you.
leaving your mark on the world. And when
Nice.
it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, gameplay director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal...
Can we get mommy back? Avowed looks bad now. Avowed looks unappealing now.
Is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want.
Yeah, I talked about this. The wand doesn't look good. There is a fine balance in games between how fast you attack and how big the impact is. If the impact is big but way too slow, no one uses it, it feels bad. If the impact is way too fast and not impactful enough, well, if it's super fast and not impactful enough, it's also bad. We see this being true in literally every single game that we play. Take a game like Path of Exile or Diablo 4 or whatever, or literally any top-down game or any game at all. If you attack really, really fast, but you don't do a lot of damage, you feel bad. But if you attack with a lot of damage, but you feel slow, you want to get more attack speed. So there's a fine balance, and I don't think, honestly, wands get this balance right. But, you know, we will see. There's a lot of chances for things to be different.
Want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing.
Oh my, look at that. This one thing actually felt different. That's pretty good. This felt impactful enough.
Types.
This is one of the reasons why Harry Potter's Hogwarts Legacies, not Harry Potter's Legacies. Hogwarts Legacies was successful because this the spells were fast enough and impactful enough.
Not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle.
It would be good if there was an animation for that, honestly, but again, it's like, they're developers, so, you know, they probably don't know what footage to actually use. So, you know, again, not the most inspiring currently, but overall it seems not bad.
Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions.
Oh, she's already talking about progression in our relationship and knowing each other better. I like her.
Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences.
Good.
Like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
Bruh, he did it. He did it.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice isn't always what it
Nice.
seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas,
Good.
trusting players to make tough decisions in complex.
Hey, admittedly, I like gray areas because typically when we're talking about a game like this and they say gray areas, they don't exactly mean that everything's subjective. Even though everything is subjective when it comes to a gray area. That's why it's called a gray area. But, you know, There are gonna be probably visibly good choices. You know, the scout option. Yes, sir, I'm a good boy. And there's gonna be like, oh, look at that, a child. Let me club it. I like these options. I like when there's given options. I don't like straight carved out paths with shitty dialogue. Looking at you, literally every AAA game starting with Starfield.
Complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else.
Guilty.
Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often, and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you?
The voice acting here doesn't seem that great.
What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges.
Nice.
I'm going back to Third Born.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and
Good. Also good.
the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build.
Tell
Art
me
director
more.
Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
Who cares about the whatevers? Tell me more about yourself.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird,
Avowed bad
and
again.
wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant...
Yeah, look at what I'm talking about. It's a cave and there's mushrooms growing. It makes sense. If this was Avatar, the last frontiers, no one cares cult, then these things would be growing all over the world in every location possible. And that's what makes it bad.
With the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our
Nice.
players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a
Nice.
deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
Good. That's a good contrast of stuff. Amazing, right?
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're
I have enjoyed it. Yes, thank you, Mommy.
thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
Okay, stop, IGN, stop. Let's get. Oh, beautiful. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Avowed could be potentially absolutely amazing. Anyway, this was Quizzer Sensei. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye bye.